Hey, hi all. Welcome back to Beer at Knowledge Center. So in this session, we'll talk about conditional loops. In yesterday's session, right, we talk about the conditional statements in C sharp, and we discussed conditional branching like if and switch statements, and we will talk about the disadvantage of using if statement, and then we talk about switch statement, how it has been resolved the problem of it, and then we'll see a couple of examples, right? Now we'll look at the conditional loops, right? Basically, the name itself says that it belonging to loops. That means repeatedly executing couple of statements in C sharp. That is what your requirement. Then how you will do that? So C sharp provides, right, four loops, right, that allow you to execute a block of code repeatedly, block of code, right, repeatedly, right, until a certain, right, condition is met, right? So they are for, right, while, right, do while, and for each. So these are the statements, right? These are the four conditional loops in C sharp, right? This is three, this is four. That's coming to a for, right? So for loop is a loop in programming languages like C sharp that repeats a block of statements until a condition provided is satisfied. So unlike other less structured loops, right? Like while and do while, this loop contains initialization, condition, and increment decrement parameters before the loop statement start execution, right? The syntax of this is, right, uh, for, right, here you need to initialize the variable, that is installation colon, right? Here you need to give a condition colon, and here you need to say increment or decrement, and then open curly braces and close it. Here you need to write your statements. So this loop is going to execute till the condition is met, right, or satisfied the condition, right? Till that it is going to repeatedly execute your statements, right? So for loop, right, is a loop, right, in programming languages, right, in C sharp. So this repeats a block of statements until a given condition is true. Got it? So demo is, right. Let me take a concept, write a program to print, right, n natural numbers. This is what the program we're going to do that. Let me see that going back here, right? I'm just taking back of all the stuff, right? What I'm doing is, right, I'll just say for of int I equal 0, this is initialization, int less than or equal to n, that's the natural numbers I'm going to ask user to provide. That is n equal convert dot to int32 of console dot readline. Here I'll ask, right, enter n natural numbers, or enter how many numbers want to print. So he is going to enter that value and I'll keep that in n variable and I'll just checking this here, I plus plus, right? And then here, console dot right line of I. So simple. It is started with 0 and comparing I less than equal to n, and then it is repeatedly printing because it's incrementing till this condition is getting failed. It is printing and then coming out. Let me see that. Let's start. It's asking how many numbers. I'm just saying 5. It is printing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think you can remove this, right? I need it from 1. Then you can print from, let us say, I say 1, 10. It is going to print from 0 to 9, right? I think this is the culprit, not this one, right? N natural numbers means definitely from a 0. That's valid, it seems, right? It is going to print from 0 to, right, 10 numbers, right? This is how it is repeatedly executing the statement till this condition gets failed, right? Similar way, you can write it for printing any kind of stuff you want to execute more than one time, and based on the condition you want to come out, you can use for, right? And coming to same, right now, there is a document coming to while, right? This is another looping statement, right? So while loop is a loop in programming language, like in C sharp, that repeats a block of statement until a given condition is true, right? As same for loop, right? But here in the for loop, right? If we look at in the for loop, we have three parameters, right? In for loop, we have, right? Three parts, like initialization, condition, increment or decrement. But in while, right, it is same as for loop, but it doesn't have, right, sections here. This is something loop which is repeatedly executing till the certain condition is failed, right? As same as for loop. Syntax is, right, while, right, condition, and then closing. So here you keep your statements, you place your statements, right? This is how it is happening, right? And then you need to place increment or decrement here. This is what the syntax, right? Simple, same program, we'll see like how it is working in demo. So instead of keeping this entire stuff, right, what I'll do is while, right, I'll take another variable, I comma n, right? So I'll just assign I equal to 0, right? And I'll say I less than equal to, right, n. And I'll just print this statement, that is I, and close it. And after this statement, right, what I'm doing is n minus minus. That means I'm decreasing, right? When I start running this program, so what it will do is it is going to ask same as number. When I say that, oops, I have to say this is I plus plus. When I say 5, it is printing 0 to 5 numbers, right? Because it is coming here, 0 initially I is, and you just given 5, 0 less than 5, 0 printed. I plus plus means 1, and 1 less than 5, 1 printed. 1 I plus plus means 2, 2 again less than 5, 2 printed. Like that, it has printed 5 natural numbers, right? So same thing it is happening even with for loop. Only difference is, so when it is having a condition in the while, an increment inside of a loop, you have it. Okay, that's only the difference between do while. Okay, and coming to the next one, right? That is do while. So do while loop is just like any other loop in C sharp, but in this loop we have a condition at the end of the statement. So that means end of the loop. So this guarantees that execution of statement inside the loop is going to execute at least once. The loop will be repeated. The condition is satisfied until the condition gets a false. Right? Syntax is right do and then opening and curly braces. Here we are going to give a condition. This is what the syntax. And here we are going to specify the statements. That's why so before getting execute this condition, one time it is execute your statements before validating a condition. That's what difference between other loops. Got it? So that means at least once it is going to process your code. Right? Do while loop is just like other loops, right, in C sharp, right? Only thing is, but in this loop, right, we have a condition at the end of loop. Hence, this guarantees, right, the execution of statements, right, inside of the loop will execute at least once. So go back here and see our demo program using same script here, and you will be knowing what is happening here. So I'll just comment this, right? So I'll write do while like this, right? So I'll say this and print it. Here I'm saying I less than equal to n. See here. So what is doing is I'm just running this, just giving the 5 number. Oops. So initially it is coming here, right? It is printing. Now I'm saying I plus plus, right? Then it is incrementing one value, and then it is printing the consequence numbers here, right? Only thing is before validating your condition, these things are executing first, right? At least once it is getting executed. Even my condition saying that here I mentioned like I is right now here 5, right? Or I can say this is a number I given something like that 0, right? The condition is false, but this statement is executed once. That is what the difference of if while, for, and do while. Okay. So I hope you understood the concept of while, for, loop, and do while and differences. Let me check that for each in the next session. Thank you. Thanks for listening to this video, and please subscribe the channel for more videos.